Hey y'all, it's your girl Corporate Carolyn again, and my workday is almost over, getting ready to start dinner, and just had another thought before my husband walks in the door soon. Do you guys ever wonder why I'm reaching back and trying to share information with you about, your health and taking care of your scalp, your skin, and all this other stuff? It's because at 58, I wish someone had taken me aside when I was younger to give me some tips and advice. I used to hate talking to middle-aged or older women back in the day because all they had to tell you usually was really negative stuff, and they made everything sound horrible and disgusting. And now that I'm a middle-aged lady, I know that I border with my kids, especially like towards the worst case scenario. And you've seen more, and that's why a lot of times we usually don't have the best vantage point of sharing stories. But I just tried to take that off and tried to think about things that I would want to know if I were younger and had the advantage of talking to somebody, a little bit ahead of me. So the reason I'm trying to share all of this experience with you is because there are a lot of things that are going to come knocking on your door as you get older. Like from 35 to all of a sudden your knees wake up and you're like, hey, ow, my knee hurts. What's going on with that? Then you get to be 40 and then things happen, 45, 50, and then there are things knocking on your door like diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, gout. For men especially, I think it's very rare with women, but we could get it. All sorts of things are just brewing. And if you can, take some steps, like some preventative measures or preventive measures. I usually get those confused, especially when I'm on camera, but let's go with preventive right now. But anyway, like apple cider vinegar in water, supposedly it helps to prevent issues with your blood sugar, like where some people are borderline diabetic and they wind up finding out, around 35, 40, and then a lot of people don't even get an idea that they have an issue with their blood sugar until they're almost diabetic and having to take insulin. And so a lot of times, if you had caught that early, all it might have taken was a little exercise and maybe a tweak to your diet, not to drink as many sodas, maybe to add some apple cider vinegar to your diet. I noticed that my husband, they had said he was borderline, and then now I have him drinking 1 cup of apple cider vinegar in the mornings with 1 tablespoon. And then when he went back to the doctor, his A1C1 or whatever you call it levels were in a normal range. And see, diabetes is in his family. It's in my family from my paternal grandmother. So I'm not playing with that. And so what I want for you guys is for you not to play with stuff either. You might think, oh, I'm just 30 and I'm just 35 and, I'm just living the life and nothing's going to bother me. But by the time 38, 39, 40 rolls around, I didn't have any issues with GERD until I was like maybe 39 and a half. Then all of a sudden, I had a little too much caffeine, a little too much chocolate with some grease and red sauce thrown in. And the next thing you know, I felt like a fist was in my diaphragm. And I was like, what the heck? And after a boatload of tests and checking, they finally said, Mrs. Gray, what'd you eat? And then next thing you know, I'm taking Nexium. I'm like, I'm old, and then I prayed to the Lord for a solution, and that's how I wound up, finding a book that told me about apple cider vinegar with the mother, not that clear junk they have in the grocery store by Heinz, but the one usually by Bragg or some other places or other companies that might say with the mother. But all I want to say is there are things knocking on your door, so you better listen to Auntie Carolyn. Auntie Carolyn's not playing. That's why I'm doing like a tea bag with some hot water 5 mornings a week with hibiscus tea, because it's supposed to help you keep a normal blood pressure. I can hear hypertension say, knock, knock. Your mother's taking hypertension medicine. Some other people are too. Knock, knock. Don't you want to take it too? It's like, leave me alone. And to further help that, I'm also taking like garlic. The one that is the healthy blood pressure formula. It can't hurt. It hasn't hurt. I've been taking it for the last few years. I don't want heart disease. CoQ10, I hear that that's supposed to help. And all of these things are courtesy of the Walmart app. I wish they were paying me for every time I say that. Also, fish oil, flaxseed oil. Not only that, but this helps lubricate your joints. And you heard how much I was telling you guys before that I used to run. I was on the treadmill sometimes for 99 minutes, doing 7 miles a day, 5 days a week, and my knees didn't hurt. Do you want to know why? I think it was because of the evening primrose oil that's supposed to be for women's health, but it helped to lubricate my joints. I still take it. So there are things that are in your future if you don't take steps now. So Auntie Carolyn just wants you to take steps. And another thing too, a lot of people wind up with osteoporosis in their 50s, in their 60s. Ain't nobody got time for that. So calcium too. I take one of these. You don't want to overdo it with calcium because it can lead to like plaque in your arteries, I think, if you like go far above, what the daily recommended allowance is. And I drink some milk, but it's not enough for me to get to the 100%. So I just supplement to get to 100% with that. And also vitamin D. I have read studies that have said, and I'm not a doctor, and you guys already know, I've read studies that said being vitamin D deficient can maybe increase your chance of developing some types of cancer. And like some of the people who wind up having cancer, sometimes their vitamin D levels are low. And I notice that doctors tend to check for that because my husband wound up being vitamin D deficient years ago, and they didn't just say, oh, well, just take your multivitamin. I mean, they literally gave him a high dosage to get him back to a normal level. And so we're not playing with that. We're not playing with cancer. We're not playing with, with diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, none of it. I don't want it in my future or my family's future, but I don't want it in your future either. And so that's why I'm just trying to say, wait, there's still time. Lose a little weight, work out, make it a part of your daily life. Even if you're just walking, you don't want to just find this out once you get to be like 40 or 45, and then all of a sudden you have to make all of these changes. If you can switch from white bread now to whole wheat, do it. If you can start having a handful of nuts, close the hand on it and stop eating them. That's what I heard is similar to taking cholesterol medicine. The nuts are healthy for your heart if you eat them in moderation. So 7 days a week, I got the Brazil nuts going, a little almonds, macadamias, cashews, walnuts, put it in, close it, eat it, and that's it. And I put those nuts away. So anyway, hopefully that warns you enough to keep those things from knocking on your door too. Auntie Carolyn loves you, and she doesn't want anything bad to happen to you now or in the future. But until the next time, I hope you guys take care of yourself, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.